We're actually 17. I'm using 2 devices. Like I explained, the mic of my laptop is faulty, so I speak from my phone and display from the laptop where it's possible. So I got to fix it at the end of this week. It's been a busy week. That's why I've not been able to fix it. But over the weekend, I will address that. So apologies that I have to alternate between 2 devices. So we are doing module 3 today. And I asked the class rep to share that with us. I don't know if he has.
Yeah, he just did
Has
now.
he shared the slides with you people?
He just did.
Okay. Module 3. So we're going to talk about environmental hazards and pollution. The last 2 days, we were trying to understand the basics of environmental health and epidemiology, the relationship between health, environment, and disease. Maybe you should be the ones giving me the summary, not me. So let me hear from you, whatever you learned over these past 2 days that I engaged with you. A female and a male. Can I hear from you what you learned over the weekend, over the past 2 days?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Huh?
Hey, who is there? Akpan Samuel, mute yourself. Eric Kato, mute yourself. Mr. Peter,
Sorry,
mute
man.
yourself.
Sorry. Please, sorry. Oh.
Mute yourselves, mute yourselves. On the way, Kato, mute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I said, can 2 people share with us what you learned from me this past 2 days we engaged? But if you didn't learn anything, you let me know so that we'll see how we can address that. 1 female, 1 male. Who is going to speak? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
The class is silent.
Hello, ma'am.
Does it mean you didn't learn anything? Yes. Who is raising up the hand? Akpan Samuel, yes.
Yeah, during the last class, good morning, ma'am. During the last
Good
class,
morning, Akpan.
we learned that what we normally view as an environment that has only to be with plants is not so. Rather, we saw environment to be a sum total of all the living and non-living things and their effects as per how it influences human life. We saw living things like animal, plants, forests, fisheries, and birds, while the non-living things include water, land, sunlight, rocks, and the air. So in general, he saw that the the physical, the biological, and the social elements that affect where human beings is living is what we now term as the environment.
All right. Thank you so much, Akpan. Does a lady want to try? Do you remember our 5 friends, 5W and H?
Yes.
So speak about it.
A 5W and H. That was tell us, though we discussed mostly about the environmental epidemiology, and in that epidemiology, we are able to speak about the 5W and H. And that one tell us how we can take a survey, let me put it that way, a survey of a disease in a particular place.
Is your line
And then,
breaking?
I don't know, but I'm hearing you clear. I don't know whether my line is breaking. But the WH, the 5W
Yes,
and
your
H.
line is breaking. We couldn't...
Oh, hello? Is it okay now?
Yes, I'm hearing you, but your line is breaking.
Oh, or maybe it's network. But the 5W and H, they are where is the thing take place, the event, where it take place, when is simplified time, who the person or population affected, and why. That's talk about the causes and the risk factor, and how tell us the mode of transmission. I think that's what I understand by
Right.
5 years.
Thank you so much. Yes, the 5 W's and H are the short summary of epidemiology. You want to know what is happening, where it is happening, when it happened, who is affected, why did it happen, and how did it happen. So whenever you're reading a story of an event, even if it's a social story, all these elements are captured in it. That's what makes the whole story complete. The same thing with medicine, the same thing with environmental studies. If there's an environmental incident, you cannot just be so broad. Nigeria is affected by, is it the whole country? No. For example, when you said there was a toxic waste dump in Nigeria, does it mean the whole of the country was affected by the toxic waste dump? No. So you have to be specific. There is a toxic waste dump in Cocoa Town in Delta State. So the event is what? The toxic waste dumping. Where? Cocoa Town. When? 1988. Who was affected? Community members of Cocoa Town. How? They started falling sick. Their farming activities were disrupted. Water was contaminated and all that. So can you see the story now? Can you see the importance of the 5 W's and H? They tell you a complete story so that you are very specific, and then you can know how to plan intervention. So it doesn't only apply in medicine, it applies in everything, even in social stories. If there was a court clash, let me put it that way, where did it happen? Who is affected? Is it men, women, boys, girls? So the 5 W's and H aid in telling a complete story of an event that has happened. So whenever you're going out for environmental assessment, you must plan it to give a story using these 5 W's and H. Your environmental reporting or your environmental assessment must capture all of this. And that will make your report very complete. Do you get it? Hello?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am. We're there.
Yes.
Yes, it's an interaction class, so you should not be keeping quiet. So today we're talking about environmental pollution and hazardous waste. I'm sharing my screen. I believe you can see it as well.
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we
see
can
it.
see, ma'am.
I can see.
So the whole content is there. So we're going to talk about what happens in the environment. Environment faces problems which seem to be worsening with time. And this is very true. As man is advancing in technology, so is man's environmental problems increasing day by day, and oftentimes causing irreversible damage. When oil had not been explored in Nigeria, our communities were very safe. Our people will live up to 100 years and still be strong. But with oil exploration, you can see the consequences. Number one, money became very abundant. People's lifestyle changed. People started eating canned foods, processed foods. Cancer started. I'm not sure many of our old parents suffered any serious cancers the way modern times are suffering cancers now, colon cancer and all of it, because they lived on natural foods while we are living on artificial foods, indomies and all of this. Then, of course, technology is adding to our problems as well. We're getting a lot of emissions. We're getting plastic pollution. We're getting heavy metal deposits in the soils, getting acid rains, and other toxic substances being released into the climate, into the environment. We are obviously seeing what is happening. Bang Bang Sydney, I can see your hand up. Any problem?
Your voice is echoing, I think, from your computer. So maybe you need to put up the audio device of the computer so that we are hearing you like double.
Okay. Is it sorted now?
Yes, it's clear now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. So man is the cause of environmental pollution, almost 99%. But though we have natural causes as well, like the volcanic eruptions, which most times we see coming from the Nyos Mountains in Cameroon. That's a natural problem. The wildfires that happened in California, January 2025, that's a natural one too. So the hurricanes and the typhoons and the monsoons, those are natural events which man really does not have a control over, but they happen. However, much of environmental pollution is caused by man through urbanization and all that we do in the quest to live well and enjoy life. So what is pollution? Pollution is the introduction. Somebody's phone is on, mic is on. Can you mute yourself? Adebawale? Yeah, thank you. So pollution is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment to the level that can cause harm. It can take the form of any substance, solid, liquid, gaseous, or even radioactivity or heat or sound or light. Sound is a form of pollution. Noise pollution is a serious problem, particularly in commercial cities. And even energy levels, intense light, intense heating, UV radiations can also be a problem. And this causes adverse changes in the environment and affects living entities. Pollution can either be from foreign substances or naturally occurring contaminants. We see some, no, somebody's mic is still on. Jonathan, okay, thank you. So all of this came about because of Industrial Revolution, like we already know, and pollution has widespread consequences. Widespread consequences on humans and the environment. It was reported in 2019 that pollution approximately killed about 9 million people worldwide. So 1 in every 6 deaths is caused by pollution, particularly air pollution, because that's the one that actually it's very intense and quite widespread. You know, the air, you can't control what moves around in the air. So we are faced with that significantly. And there are different definitions of pollution depending on who is defining it, which you can always read about. But basically, they are all trying to tell us about what is being introduced into the environment that has the potential of causing harm to either man or the components of the environment, and to what level some of the pollutants are considered harmful. That also depends on country or on guidelines and regulations by agencies. But it's important for us to know that pollution is a worldwide problem. It's a worldwide problem with different dimensions. For us here, our pollution problem is particularly poor waste management, while in industrialized areas, countries, China, their pollution is from industries. But interestingly, they have taken steps to address the damage they are causing. Like China has completely phased out the use of fossil fuels. They are now on natural energy sources. All over China is solar cells, solar panels. So you can't hold them accountable for emissions from industries because of fossil fuels. However, China is a culprit when it comes to electronic waste, which also is a big problem. Today, they've invented Techno 10. Before you know it, Techno 11 comes out. Before you know it, iPhone Pro Max. Before you know it. So what happens to all the other things? So they are not facing much of environmental damage in terms of what we see physically, but they are facing, and they are the highest contributors of electronic waste, which also pollutes the environment. If you go to where they dump some of these unused electronic things, you can see them even in your offices or even in your homes, your old irons, your old stabilizers, your old refrigerators. What can you do with them? Except to take and sell to a bookie malam for them to turn into scrap. So we all have different levels of pollution based on our countries of origin. Pollution comes from many sources. Cars emit pollutants. Burning coal to produce electricity produces carbon monoxide. Homes generate garbage and sewage. You see homes piping their wastewater onto the streets. A beautiful home like this will not find a way to channel wastewater maybe from the bathroom or from the kitchen, but they will now create a path where the wastewater turns into the street. And it becomes an unsightly thing to look at. And you see bacteria and algae growing around it, and probably also collecting, generating mosquitoes and other disease-causing organisms, and even snakes and reptiles that can come there. So urban areas are more polluted than the rural areas because rural people plant trees a lot. And we learned that trees are the natural filter for the environment. Why? They take in the carbon monoxide, which we humans breathe out, and give us the oxygen we need to live. So God has put in place strategies to make man's life very comfortable. See how God turned things around. We human beings, we need oxygen, while plants need carbon monoxide. And where our population is overgrowing that of plants. Even the little plants that have continued to exist, we're cutting it down in the name of Aka Chako. So where we get the oxygen to live from all that should not pollution, of trees. If there's an
It's like the network has locked her out.
Yeah, her network went off.
maybe they did so that there could be 15 minutes break. I don't know. But so this picture on the top left is what we see almost around River Benue.
Please, ma, can you share the screen? The screen is not showing.
Just hold on. I explained that my laptop connection went off. So once it is done, I will share it, but you have the slides with you. Be using the one with you as well.
Okay, thank you.
So we are on slide 7. You can see how fishes have died because of pollution. You can see what is going up into the sky from pollution and all of it. So let's think about how this top man's effects is what we're seeing. Now, this is where you have the dead fish, factories inside the water, and so the fields. Yeah. So what are pollutants? A pollutant is any harmful material that by getting introduced into the environment can cause environmental pollution. Any substance that contaminates air, water, land, and soil and damages the quality is called a pollutant. And pollutants can be natural, like we have the ash from coming from the can be from factory runoffs. Pollutants are classified based on 2 types. The biodegradable pollutants and the non-biodegradable. Bio means they cannot be decomposed. The pure water sachets we fling around, tools we throw around, plastics, metals, and all of it, they are not biodegradable. There is nothing that will make them decay. And as long as they're there in the environment, they are there causing the harm. So they cannot be broken down by any thing. The examples are there. And they go through bioaccumulation, biomagnification, and appear in large quantities over time. Most times, animals, plants, pick them up and have them, particularly fish. Where you kill fish sometime and open the intestine, you see tiny, tiny particles of plastics in what you take out of the belly of the fish as well. Or some of these aquatic animals, crabs, shrimps, and all of it. So they're getting into the system and cause over a long period of time. Then the biodegradable ones mostly are from domestic waste or from food or agricultural produce. Your yam, your agricultural residue, you get from rice, cassava, peels, and all of that. Those ones decay. And most times turn into manure. In the environment because they help recharge. Another classification is
Your network is breaking. Can't hear you.
How long they stay in the environment.
We can't hear you, ma. Your network is breaking.
Hello, ma. We cannot hear you again.
Ma, hello, ma. We can no more hear you. The network is bad.
Another classification does not change. Can you hear me now? Are you here? I'm using MTN and I'm using Glo, Airtel. Can you hear me now?
Better
Hello?
now. Yes, man.
Yes.
Yes,
Can you hear me
we
now?
can hear you. Yes, ma, we can hear you now.
For the past 2 minutes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
So I said the second classification of pollutants is based on how much of it persists, stays in the environment when they are released. So the first type of persistent pollutants are the primary pollutants. Those pollutants stay in the environment in the way they were released into the environment. For example, smoke, ash. When you throw ash, it doesn't change. Smoke does not change. The fumes does not change. Dust does not change. It's the way it is released into the environment. That is the way it spreads across the environment. It does not change. Then the secondary pollutants interact with environmental constituents and turn into something else. For example, sulfur dioxide will react with oxygen in the environment and turn into sulfur trioxide. Nitrogen oxide will react with oxygen in the environment and turn into nitrogen dioxide. Ferrous oxide will react with oxygen and turn into ferric oxide. So these are secondary pollutants because their original form has been transformed into something else, which both the original form and the transformed form are also causing harm to the environment. Then the third classification is based on the nature of the pollutant. You can quantify some, measure it into some quantity, how much of it. But the other classification is qualitative. These ones, if you spray insecticides and you want to measure the insecticide quantity or in the environment, it's not easy to do it. So you can only assess the quality of the pollutant, of the chemical you have sprayed. Is it what do you call it? The various ways the chemicals are classified, organic, inorganic, and all of that. So another way of classifying pollutants is on the quantity or the quality. And the examples are also there for us to see. You can get more information. So basically, air pollution is a big problem which we think does not matter, or most times feel we don't contribute to it. Even in our homes, we contribute to air pollution. Our cooking practices, our refuse management, for those who are smokers, they sit in their sitting rooms with their family members and smoke, polluting the air and all that. So you can see the air quality guidelines expected of substances. Carbon monoxide, how much is supposed to be allowed? Nitrogen oxide, ozone, particulate matter, sulfur dioxide or sulfur oxide. What is supposed to be the allowable limit, and how they come into existence in the environment, and the sources, the health impacts of these air pollutants on the human body. Most times they affect the respiratory and the cardiovascular system. Air pollutants hit our lungs immediately, in seconds, in microseconds, and that can be a problem. So environmental pollution now is trying to relate how pollutants affect the environment, which we've basically been talking about, altering the normal environment and affecting how life and ecosystems are doing all over the planet. So what are the causes of environmental pollution? Do you have any questions at this point? Are you hearing me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have
Yes,
questions?
Yes, we can hear you. No question, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma, I have a question, ma. Hello?
Please go on. Yes, go on.
Yes. In the course of certain examples of pollutants, from the beginning, we are also understanding that noise and sound, all those ones, they are pollutants. Now, when we are classifying them, those ones, which group do they belong to?
Oh yeah, noise is noise is a pollutant. You can see Lagos state government put a ban on the use of loudspeakers.
Churches and mosques.
Hello? Did you read the ban by Lagos state on the use of loudspeakers in churches and other places? Are you hearing me?
It's echoing.
I am saying, did you hear the law Lagos state put in place, and even FCT put in place, on the use of loudspeakers?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So if there's a law for something, that means that thing is possibly causing a problem. Isn't it so?
Exactly.
It is.
So noise is pollution. And noise affects animals. That is why animals run away from man once you start making noise. Noise affects ecosystems. Noise affects ecosystems. Noise affects mating habits of animals. So noise effect is not only on man. Noise is a big pollution. And there is a law against noise pollution. Some states have enacted laws against noise pollution. Light also affects. Light also is an environmental pollutant. Some places the light affects animals. Animals like excuse me.
Excuse me, ma.
Animals
Please,
like
excuse me, ma,
people
please.
should mute themselves,
Mute
please.
their phones because some people are staying in the same place and hearing the same thing and it is re-echoing.
Akpa
I
Samuel,
don't need.
Francis, Udele, Nkoho, Joyce, all your phones are on. Joyce, all of you, your phones are on and interfering. Light is the pollution animals. Animals don't like light. That's why I've been emphasizing that the environment is not only for man, it's for animals and man. Animals need that environment to do their own things for their own survival. You can see why some of them dig or go into caves and hide and stay.
The network is bad, man.
Noise is not acceptable.
We can no more hear you, man. The network is very bad.
MTN, Airtel and MTN, both of them are on as I'm speaking to you. So it's quite tough. I don't understand why it's breaking. Just bear it. Thank God you have the notes. We'll read through, but these are things you know about.
Man, there's no audio. We can't hear you. No audio. It's just quiet.
Sometimes they have the more Another cause of environmental pollution is agricultural practices. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, the agricultural sector produces 23% to the energy sector because of the use of fertilizers, chemical, when these interact with the environment, either through the soil or through the water, they cause pollution. When people want to make big farms, they go and large land. For them to do that, they have to cut down quite a number of trees. Deforestation is a big well. People cut down trees and all that. And the need is reduced. I've explained about oxygen, but when there are no plants, oxide and all the other pollutants that trees could have taken. So we're having quite a large problem. Then we have other sources, our domestic waste management practices. People live, when I used to drive out at night, around 9 p.m., on that road divider in Wurukum there, collecting a food basket roundabout to Tito Gate roundabout. Every night, people carry refuse from those houses around there in the night and drop it on the pavement. Well, somehow the morning. But if it is rainy season, and while they drop it there, because nobody knows when rain will fall, and the rain is coming, that's why we have problems of erosion, of unsightly, or when we talk about environmental pollutants, for example, from human excreta into bacteria can cause diseases we know, typhoid fever, hepatitis, nematodes, and even eutrophication, overgrowth of weeds in water bodies. Then we have the nitrates, which come from fertilizers. When they with man, they go straight to the brain, causing neurological effects. And we have the pesticides, which are used in agriculture. They contain phosphate and carbonates, and they cause some cause in wildlife and even in humans. Then solvents and pollutants are enormous. So we understand it better. So in Nigeria, big cities, Lagos is becoming one of them because of production activities, the oil exploration in the Niger Delta, the gas flaring, environment program. The whole of their livelihood is destroyed. Touch the soil, your hand comes out, is marked with oil. You can't farm. Then we generate a lot of solid waste from our consumption habits. so much from our cooking and other household activities. So we have pollution, we have air pollution, which is obvious. This causes pneumonia, cardiorespirants. When from the sky and dissolves, the pollutant dissolves into it. It comes as acid upon the plants.
Can't even hear anything.
Yellow and not giving us the yield. And I explained earlier that we have the biodegradable and the non-biodegradable pollutants as well. So then we have soil pollution, which also is similar to water pollution, deposit of chemicals by our practices as well. Mostly it's from agriculture and waste. Noise pollution from factories, from traffic, from construction, from when they are drilling, particularly when they want to make boreholes, and you can't stay around it. There's vibration and there's noise. Our system has been wired to tolerate noise to a certain level. So if you stay too much where there's noise, you can lose your hearing, and also animals can run away, and you may not be able to have good hunting experiences for those who are hunters. Because of water bodies and reduces the amount of once there's no oxygen in water bodies, and there was heating. So nuclear pollution is also a problem. Then light pollution, we have plastic pollution and all of that. So effects of environmental pollution. Environmental pollution has harmful effects on human and the environment. According to the World Health Organization, air pollution is responsible for 7 million premature deaths every year due to respiratory and cardiovascular and immune system ailments. Water pollution also causes about 2 million people, affects about 2 million people, and a quarter of the world drink contaminated water on daily basis, which can cause bacterial infections and all of that, and also can cause cyclones, flooding, and also environmental pollution leads also biodiversity loss. there's impact of the climate, we effect of environmental pollution, there's economic consequences, there's degradation of quality of life, and there's a greenhouse effect as well, which ultimately to climate. This is very, very frustrating. The thing just goes off.
Hello, ma. Hello.
You do public education, you promote sustainable practice. Yes, please. I'm hearing you. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
We cannot hear you. The thing is breaking so much. We can't even hear anything. So this one, we are just wasting our data.
I wish I could help. I don't know what data I have about
Ma, it's better we end the class now and continue the. It's better we end
Hello,
this
ma.
class now.
Now we can't hear you. Completely, we can't hear you,
Over
man.
30 minutes now. Can't hear anything.
Hello, ma.
Well,
The network is really bad.
we can't hear you, man. I don't understand anything.
It's not, don't say you're wasting.
The network is bad. The network is very, very bad. You can't hear anything.
We can't hear anything from your end, man.
Madam, can you log out and then rejoin again?
Hello, Coach Rep. Hello, Coach Rep. Hello. Hello, Coach Rep. Hello. Hello.
Can hear you,
Yes,
sir.
Hello,
yes, yes,
Coach Rep.
yes.
Please, can you tell him to switch up first and reconnect again? Hello?
I will rewrite this thing.
Can you hear me,
Differently.
Coach
I've
Rep?
Just
done that.
rewrite it.
I've done that.
Okay. Oh my God. Thank you,
Now, right now. You would never start your lecture, no be 10. Yeah, 10. 10 don't pass you. Yeah, I want to connect now. Okay. You can connect now. I want the letters back.
Is the lecture still on?
This lecture for today will nothing, we just struggle together. Nothing. John K is there.
So, how do you address environmental pollution? Through policy, through public awareness and education, through sustainable practices, through technological solutions. Like I said, a place like China, they are completely into green energy. They have stopped the use of fossil fuels. They have stopped the use of, you can see electric cars and supersonic trains, so that nobody's even using fuel to power anything again. Then you talk about international corporations where support is needed, treaties are made, conventions are held, there's global cooperation, people are not, passing their problems into the another. So we as adults, there
Let's see. Thank you,
are
person.
types of
There's one in no here. Like one is one in no here.
the gas, flammable the toxic materials, the infectious substances. I want us to look at and symptoms. I mean, this signs and symbols go to your slide 34 when you pick on if you see a sign of fire and kill, so signs on how we should do a bag containing 3 intertwined biohazard is a biological hazard. And so the disposal also needs to be handled with care. A container of shelter of look at the symbols you see treat a triangle. That means if you see something like so, these signs and appreciate or labor and how is radioactive, definitely it should not. So I will now talk about the laws. We have the Rotterdam Convention, they all talk about how we can regulate so many things. We're talking about mercury. Stockholm Convention talks about organic pollutants. Rotterdam Convention talks about pesticides. While Basel Convention talks about transboundary movement and of hazardous waste. What is the body responsible for menstrual? And there are other supporting agencies, national, Nigerian nuclear regulatory agencies. These agencies work together and work independently. I think at some point they work to jury in based on their mandates of being, and many of them are established Nigerian forces. Nostra falls. So Nostra falls under pollution, pollution. Many of them enforce. So our little space, you as an environment, a water bottle on the street or in pure water sachet that you have used and dumping it on the road, knowing fully well that that is a non-biodegradable pollutant and it will end somewhere in the environment that at the end of the day, it will come back to you. So I want us to begin to think of our own responsibility for the environment and how we can prevent and limit pollution in the environment. Thank you very much for listening. It's been a rough time, but
very rough time with the network. The network is very, very bad.
Revision. Opportunities
Hello, ma.
is for us
Hello, ma.
to engage. Yeah, unfortunately, I explained, I have MTN, I have Airtel. I don't know what is the problem. So, try your model 4 as your class rep shared model 4 with you. Hello, yes, your question. But class rep, please share questions. While we're waiting for. Yes, sir. Someone raised up the
Man, we are not hearing you at all. You say, we cannot hear. I can't hear anything at all from my end. Nothing.
Any
Nothing.
questions?
Nothing.
About
Have you shared the model 4?
Ma, I've done that. I've shared it.
down there. You.
I am hearing you very, very well.
We can't
No, we
hear
can't
you.
hear you.
Can't hear you.
Anything.
Very, very well. Can you
Has gone.
hear, can you hear me?
Has gone back
We
again.
can't hear you. We can't hear you,
Ma,
man.
we're not
Can
hearing
you
you.
hear me?
Ma, we
No, we
can't
don't.
hear.
We're not hearing
We
you
can't
at
hear.
all.
So module 4 is
Ciao.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
We can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're doing module 4. So module 4 is talking about environmental health assessment. So I am on slide 5. All those preliminary things are basically the same, but I'm on slide 5. Good health and well-being requires a clean, where the environmental, physical, psychological, social factors all help to give us a good life and are given their due importance. Environmental factors are very important for our well-being. And the approach here is prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. So think about how you prevent diseases. Think about how you prevent risk. think about how you prevent being exposed to hazards and how you can also contribute to environmental cleanliness and safety. And at the end of the day, you will have a better life outcome. So environmental standards are often used area. So
Nothing is.
the,
Nothing is. No,
the way
I can't hear anything.
manage important things is the sage hello, somebody is making Hello, can you hear me now?
Can hear you, ma. I can hear you, ma.
I was explaining that the way we manage our own resources, particularly the way we manage money, the way we manage health, the way we manage important things to us, is the same way we should also think about managing the environment. Because The environment is an asset. Way God wanted us to live is the way we should live, and not add problems to our life, add problems to our well-being. Because at the end of the day, if you get into trouble with your health, you spend more money than if you had to repair your environment. Live
And we can't
bushes
hear you. We are not hearing anything.
around your house, and you come down with malaria. Malaria, the cheapest malaria treatment, if you're buying anti-malaria, maybe 2,500, you would have also lost some hours to. If you get a cutlass or somebody to mow your
Hello? Are we seeing the class?
We are with you. We are with you, ma.
Man, it's just that we can't hear you at all.
Let's look at that position is bad.
It's just worse.
Bad. Let's look at that position is bad. So terrible. This network.
You should just change this thing now. SIM card now. Oh my God.
I should change SIM card. So how will data enter that SIM card? I have a modem.
Sorry,
It's not about changing SIM card now. It's about the network.
It's
There's
true,
nothing
man.
I can.
We understand the point, ma. Sorry.
If I change things, why would data enter it? It's not my fault. I'm frustrated myself. So I don't know.
Sorry, ma. So sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't enjoy today.
I don't know. I'm so sorry. I don't
And
know why it's happening.
the lecture is quite interesting. About the modern.
Very
So let's manage ourselves like that, please. Sorry. If you have any questions you don't understand, you can always reach me. I will explain. But it's unfortunate. Since yesterday, Airtel has been misbehaving. It has gone off my system. It has gone off the Wi-Fi now. I can see it. It has gone off since yesterday. Since yesterday, Airtel has been misbehaving.
Right. Unfortunate.
Yeah. So
lecture is quite interesting, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Environmental assessment is a process of identifying and evaluating and mitigating environmental risk. It involves measuring pollutants, determining their risk, and conducting assessments to know. That is why we had to understand the story of the 5 W's and H. Because when you do an assessment, those 5 W's and H will now come in. What is happening? What is the problem? Where is it happening? How did it happen? What can we do to address it? So we applied that in health, but now we're bringing it into the environment as well. So environmental assessment, you have to identify the risk or the problem. What is the problem? Evaluate it. Where did it happen? When did it happen? Who is affected? And then you talk about how. So it's a systemic process of determining risk and creating practical actions to address them within a target population. Environmental assessment focuses on the problem at hand and considers how the causative agent, the host factors, and the environmental conditions interact to result into the problem. So we are going back to epidemiology we studied before. Disease, host, and causative agent. The same thing happens in the environment. The same thing happens here. You have a problem, what is causing it, and who is affected. That triangle also comes out here as well. So environmental assessment is like a survey. It's like going out and taking survey. For those of you who are maybe medical people or even the environmental experts, you are going out into the field. You will do a survey. So this is another term for it, environmental assessment. Something like EIA that we do is also an environmental assessment, because the EIA report will tell us what are the potential consequences of doing a project if we go ahead to do it. The same thing. In that EIA report, you have environmental issues, you have social issues, you have health issues, you have natural resource issues to talk about as well. So an environmental assessment helps you to plan. And what is the goal? Is to identify possible contamination and the causative agents. Determine whether the causative agent is constantly in the environment or area was the problem in the environment. The causative agent is mosquitoes. What is the environmental condition, or what are the environmental conditions that promote the multiplication of mosquitoes, dirty gutters, collected waters, waste with empty cans and all of that. So you will want to, for you to tackle malaria, first start with tackling the environment. Then you can see how you can address the problem. So in environmental assessment, there are certain terms we need to understand. Contamination is the process of introducing or allowing of things to enter a medium. Something that should not be there.
Something that should not be there.
If you say my water was contaminated, it means there is a clean water source, but something has.
But something has.
Double comma. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm listening to you.
The thing is echoing itself. We are getting it double. That is what I'm saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Clement.
Okay, so when you talk of contamination, it means something was there before, but something has been introduced into it, either as microorganisms or as a chemical, or somebody else was suffering from the condition and the thing spread from that person to another person, or you are using unclean equipment, or so many factors causes contamination, and it leads to an previously clean or safe condition becoming unsafe. And most times is as a result of processes like leakages, broken packaging, or poor storage practices. If you leave food open and rodents play on it, the urine of the rodents contaminates the food. Ordinarily, the food wasn't unsafe, but because you didn't store it well and rodents played into the food becomes contaminated. So if you take it, it becomes a problem for you. Then you talk about survival. Survival is the ability to continue to exist. So what is aiding the contaminants to continue to exist? What is aiding mosquitoes to continue to thrive, to continue to cause malaria? So factors support survival. Factors support survival. If your environment is unclean, you are supporting the propagation of mosquitoes and you're supporting their survival. The growth is the ability to multiply in numbers. Ordinarily, very little amount is available, but if left unattended to, it begins to increase. It begins to increase. And so the more we address all of this, the better for us. Do we want to continue to propagate pollution, or do we want to reduce it? Then we have talked about why environmental health is important. We know that our lives is intertwined with the environmental well-being. So if we don't make the health of the environment clean, our own health will also not be clean. The animals and the plants that live around us will also not be healthy. So we need to have a process or system in place to take care of the environment and seriously manage any problems arising from the environment. Sorry, excuse me. So what is an environmental health assessment? This is a process that gauges the potential impact of a procedure as it relates to the health before it is begun. I said it's something similar to an EIA. You know, if now in the country, because of the World Bank, it is mandatory. Any project that has to be done, there must be an EIA plan and there must be an EIA report before you are given approval to go ahead. Even if it's the Gary processing factory you want to set up, you must produce an environmental impact assessment report. And that environmental report, report, covers the 10 environmental and social standards as set out by the World Bank. How much resources you're using, what is the labor force involved, how much of the stakeholders are you engaging, what is the environmental and health problems are likely to cause. So every project now demands that an EIA is obtained. So environmental health assessment is something similar to what happens in the EIA, but you want to look at all the causative agents or the pollutants and all of it that affects the environment and affects health of man and other living organisms. It can be used to estimate that within a certain time frame, an adverse effect can occur in the population. For example, if you want to assess the water in a river, let's look at Oju that suffers persistent yellow fever outbreak. If there was serious planning, they know that yellow fever outbreak happens when there is no water during the dry season. And people go looking for water from all kinds of sources. So it is during the rainy season that people can do water harvesting so that dry season effects don't hit them hard. So when you do environmental assessment, you can plan. You can plan interventions. And it allows you to make decisions. Like I said, it's something similar to an EIA. It informs regulation as well. So the goal of the assessment is to identify, determine, and assess different things as listed there. In what is a point of contamination, what are the causative agents, what is making that agent to survive, to thrive, and cause the problem it is causing, what other conditions in the environment are making it convenient for it to hit man in the way it is hitting. So we need innovations, we need technology, we need improved practices of the general public regarding our use of the environment and how we can promote safety and cleanliness in the environment. So you look at a broad range of conditions in the environment when you're doing an assessment. There is a chart that helps it. You don't look at only limited things. The chart will explain that better. Let me look at, there's this chart. If you go to slide 24, you will look at what are the health problems, what are the behavioral factors and the risk factors, what are the predisposing factors, what are the resources. So you may want to do focus group discussions, you may want to do questionnaires, you may want to do key informant interviews, you may want to do checklists, you may want to carry out physical observations when you're doing an environmental assessment. You go, you see. What you see, you record. Then you hear from people. What they tell you, you record. Then you administer questionnaires and people give you their responses. You take, and all of this, you marry and write a report at the end of the day. So it's important that we look at ways how we can contribute to the environment. So questions to ask when you're doing an environmental assessment. On slide 26. You monitor the environment and ask questions. Has an assessment been done here before? Has it been updated? Has data from the community been used for anything? What are the environmental problems in the community? What are the health problems in the community? What groups of persons are affected? The picture of our 5 W's and H comes back here again. So you monitor the environment physically and through interactions with people. 5 W's and H come into play again here during environmental assessment. Then you ask questions. Has there been a health surveillance here? Are there staff on ground? Has there been an outbreak? What type of injuries or what type of diseases, what type of environmental hazards are common here? Was there an epidemic here? Is there a local government response system or is there a community response system? You ask questions and you observe. Do you have programs to communicate health information? Do you have programs to educate the public? How do you reach out to policymakers and stakeholders with information? Do you have a program to work with the communities? Are there emergency communication plans? So many questions you ask. Then you mobilize the communities to participate in what you're doing. You can't enter a community and begin to work alone. No, you involve them there because they're the ones that will tell you the secrets of the town, of the place. And they're the ones that can open doors that may be shut against you. So you engage the chiefs, you engage the local people, you engage the youth, you engage the women, you engage all categories of members of the community, because different information from different sources all add up to giving you quality information to guide you in report writing. Then at the end of the day, you can develop a policy. Oh, in so local government area, the common problems they had this. And so we should target addressing these problems and not just carrying resources, not just carrying where there is no malaria. You're going to go and distribute long-lasting insecticide nets. They will turn it into a wrapper for their pepper gardens because they're not using it because they don't have malaria problem. Or if there's a water shortage problem, then you want to address it. Probably look for donors to do boreholes, or government should think of creating a borehole in those places. So then you write a report and you involve the media, because the media is the third eye of the people. They have a powerful way of passing on information and making government respond to it. If you listen to the story of the slaughterhouse, they reported recently that happens in Makurdi here. It was when a media hype came out that government responded. If not, I believe that slaughterhouse has been there since. Nobody knew about it. But when it became a public information and the media was talking about it, promptly government sent machines to demolish the house and 44 people were arrested. So the media is a powerful force in getting the attention of the government. So when you do a survey in a community and you have information, don't hide it too. What you find, you can write a report about it. You can get the media to talk about it for you. and attention can come to that community, and response. The Ogoni land, they were suffering in silence because Shell was bribing them to keep quiet, until Kensaro Wiwa took it up and formed the movement for the survival of Ogoni people. It cost his life, but with the noise made by Masob, the United Nations Environment Program intervened excuse me, and caused Shell to take responsibility for the damage done in the Niger Delta and many other companies that were exploring oil there. And that also led to government setting up of the Niger Delta Commission to aid the people. Now, mining activities are happening in North Central Nigeria, causing problems as well. So there is a North Central Development Commission that has also been set up by the government, because there was a call for government to take responsibility. So when you do things and you pass on information in the environment, pass on information, government can respond. But when we keep quiet, we will just be suffering in silence. So as environmental experts, you go around doing your things and you see a problem, please bring it to the notice of people, the media, or even write about it. There are anonymous writers, there are people who are fearless, they put their names. I remember in November last year, a commissioner cut a tree and left in high level near Yokia Street. A commissioner lives around there. He cut a tree in his house and left the tree lying on the road and refused to remove the tree. There were community members reached out to him. He came out, do you know who I am? This hour, do you know who I am? So Okankuru wrote about it on Facebook and took pictures of it and put it on Facebook, that there is environmental obstruction, there is this, there is that, there is this, that. In no time, Besesa went there to remove the tree. Hello, are you listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Why with you, ma'am?
Yes, so in no time, Besesa went there to remove that tree. The same day that thing was in the news, the same day a response came. But when the communities was talking to the commissioner there, he was doing, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? But when it became public noise, of course, his reputation was at stake, but already people had known who he was. So some of these things, we need media action for government to respond to it. So the role of the media in environmental problems cannot be downplayed at all. So we should take actions as much as possible. And also the timing of environmental assessment is also important. If you go to look for problems that occur during rainy season and you go to do an assessment in the dry season, you may not get quality information. You may not get all the details you need. The same thing happens. Problems that occur during dry season, you go during the rainy season to take a survey, you may not get it. So the timing of the survey are also important. And also how early you can do an investigation and how early you can collect specimens will help you get better results. So we need to understand all the various steps we carry out during environmental assessment. But the main thing to take home from here is our 5 W's and H come in whenever we're doing an environmental assessment. You look for the causative agent, look for the factors causing it, you look for who is affected, when it happened, where it happened, and all of that. If Ogoni land, they just said there's environmental pollution in Nigeria, and they were not specific that it is happening in Ogoni land in Niger Delta, maybe the kind of response that the United Nations provided might not have been that extensive. But because they were specific very specific. So when you're writing something, you have to be very specific and have to be very detailed so that people reading it will understand and can align with it. So we need to guide government in decision making. We have a responsibility to contributing to the safety of an environment. It is not only government, it is our own. We live in it, we dwell in it. We need it. Without the environment, we cannot exist. So environmental health assessment provides invaluable insights into breakdowns in the systems, how we can design actions, what human errors are leading to problems, at what point we need to intervene to stop the problem, and how we can combine information from the epidemiological studies, from laboratory investigations, from community health, to have a complete picture of the situation, and then make recommendations for adequate action and interventions. So every element of the environment is very important. Very, very important. And we need to have a greater understanding of the various hazards that can affect any element of the environment. And know that if one element is affected, another element has a high potential of being affected because if air is polluted, there's a high tendency that water and land will also be polluted because sedimentation can take place, diffusion can take place. So don't think that because there's pollution in the air, water is not affected. Water will also be affected. So every element of the environment has our eyes. We need to put eyes on every element of the environment and take responsibility and take action so that at the end of the day, we limit the hazards and the pollutants that get into the environment. Thank you very much. And we take questions, and then at the end of this module, there is a take-home assignment for you to do and submit. So I'm open to questions now. Thank you. Hello, are we here together?
We are here, ma. We are here. So, ma, is our afternoon lecture still going to hold?
Yes, it will hold. 1 o'clock. Or it should not hold.
It should hold, ma. It should hold.
It should hold.
It will hold now.
And
Abi,
I suggest that it should hold. And I suggest that if the network is clear, there's some areas, particularly about pollution, that we were not hearing. You may decide to touch them because we are so interested
right?
in that.
Okay, all
Yes,
right. I hope the network gets better in the afternoon. So I will go back to the types of pollution and the different categories of pollutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So see you at 1.
The assignment, how are we going to submit?
Okay, I will send my email to the class rep to share with you.
Okay.
But my email is on the assignment. My email is on the assignment.
No,
sorry.
We can't see it.
Okay, the method of submission, are we doing it in Microsoft or PowerPoint? Which format?
It's 4 pages. I said 4 pages, so it should be Microsoft.
Okay.
It's only the date of submission that is not stated there. Is it 2 weeks that we're going to keep to? Because from the assignment, you see that it was given in, I think, June, July.
Last year, sorry. You will submit at the end of February. I give you
It's
1
okay,
month.
ma. Thank you. Thank you.
I give you 1 month. So today is 28th
Thank you.
January. I'll be 29 January. By 29th February, you will submit. 28th February, you will submit it.
It's okay.
1 month from now.
Like on or before.
It's nice.
On or before, yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Good
Thank
morning.
Thank you, man.
Hello, Corporate.
Yes.
We were talking of chatting.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
the
Yes.
ladies.
She's still here. Let her move first.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, she's gone. Now, you see, good morning, able colleagues. Some people have also left. Small time, people will come. You feel, some of you feel me, I don't have any other thing to do. You send me messages till midnight on things that I've said on the group. Once the lecturer leaves, some of you leave. Vital informations that are passed on the group, you still come back and ask me privately or you drop on the group. I also have other things to do just as you have. So when an information is passed, be there and listen to what is supposed. The same information that was passed, people still come back to ask me. Yesterday, more than how many people come and ask me what is the essence of those names on the group. We are in that, on this platform. We spoke about picking numbers and then doing assignment, picking the laws and the treaties. People still came and were asking me personal questions. So if you have any issue now, let's address it here.
Okay. Sorry, Corporate. I understand that some people don't normally join class and they follow it to the end. And some people in the course of attending these classes, you see that the network will push them up, just as you are saying. To me, I understand the kind of pressure you are going through. But I think we can also be chatting within ourselves in order to reduce the load on you. That is my own suggestion. Because for me, if I'm not following, I will have to ask you. The only thing is, let's try
No,
to
I am
know
not.
each other
There
so
are
that.
questions. You can say there are questions that when people ask me, I attend to. But there are some questions. Somebody will ask me, no, this one just want to put pressure on you. The same thing that was addressed in the class. Some of them, the message is even on the other platform. They will ask, what is the assignment question? Can you forward it to me? The assignment is on the platform. Once you are on the platform, the assignment is there.
Consrep,
You can
Yes.
forward
And then
it.
Cosrep,
can
I
you
want to
hear
say
me?
something.
So, Coach Rep,
Please, Consrep
Yes.
too is a busy
can you
somebody.
hear me?
Please, for those of you are asking him questions in the night, please,
You have to
you
pardon them.
people should stop. Try and stop that, please. It's very,
Sorry,
very bad.
I want to ask a question. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Please,
I'm
I know
done
you
with
are
my
trying.
own contribution.
Hello. I
Yes,
know you.
yes.
I
I'm
know you are
hearing you.
trying. All hands are not equal. There are some that cannot join this thing one way or the other. Maybe they are waiting for one or two things to enter this thing for them to have data. You know, this thing is all about data. You are trying. You understand? But this assignment,
Yeah.
this particular assignment now, is it attached to the notes that they have already sent on the group chat?
Yes, yes. The last one that I have sent, the module 4, the last page.
It's okay. It's okay.
So how do you put questions
Just
there now?
I was following it, Idris, and I
Consrep,
the topic. I accepted that topic with it because I didn't follow your yesterday lecture, so I was left out. When I went back to the Moodle, I understand that those were the laws. So, Grassrep, you just be patient with us.
I am.
Then
I am
another
always
thing I
patient.
want
I
to
will
say.
always be.
Please. Hello.
Yes, Agatha.
Please,
Yes,
a
Agatha.
class rep, I don't know why you will post one material 5 times in the group. I don't know if there are new
Because
people joining the
there are
group.
some people. Once I add somebody new, I will have to post. We will post the material for him or her to see it.
Yeah, that one should not be a challenge because you can delete as much as you can.
Because the
I don't have that kind of
person.
time to be deleting. Class rep, do
So
me a favor. Do me a
okay,
favor.
ma.
If a new
Okay.
person, you add a new person, just give me the person. The person should say hi to me. I will send every material we have to the person
Okay, ma. Okay.
so that we don't miss vital
Got you.
information.
Please,
Sorry, I
please,
want to
the
ask.
only
So,
assignment is
class rep, so far so good. It seems like we have 3 assignments, right? In total, 3
Yes,
assignments.
3 assignments. And then tomorrow is the other Prof Tembi's presentation. So those of you that did not present yesterday, prepare your assignments for presentation tomorrow and possible submission.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Class rep, please come
Yes, sir.
again.
Sir?
About this assignment to work
the
method,
questions to
that's
the
the challenges I'm facing at my side. Because
Sir,
the
what is your
assignment really
challenge?
does not.
So are we
The day the
done?
assignment was not completed.
Okay.
Sir,
Please,
what is your
Okay.
challenge on the assignment?
the assignment, please send the questions to
Yes.
the group.
The question is in the notes.
If you go
All
through the
right.
materials down to the last part of it, the last module that they sent to the group, the question of the assignments are there.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
The assignment of yesterday, the question is posted on the group itself, on the group.
And I even filled the question.
Okay, noted.
Are you
Can
hearing
you
me?
hear me, please?
So you go in the material, the laws are there, the niches are there, everything is there. You go, you pick one on the number that's attached to you and solve it.
Okay.
Is that the assignment you are presenting tomorrow?
Yes. The one the numbers are on the group. You see number 1 to 10. So go to the laws, the law that applies to you. You go there, choose the law and work on it with the regulation and the niches, and then tomorrow you present and then submit your slide to Prof on his WhatsApp platform. I sent the number on the WhatsApp group yesterday too.
Is
Okay,
there an
I'll check.
assignment today? I heard you mention module 4.
Yes. This woman that just finished, the woman that just finished gave an assignment. There's the last note that I dropped on that other WhatsApp group, the module 4, the last page, the assignment is there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Any other question? You see, some people, immediately the woman left, they also left. Later, they will still come back and be asking. It's okay now. Thank you, everyone.
What's right? That is student for you. A student is always a student.
It's okay. Thank you, everyone. Let's meet by 1.